Dachi is Japanese for stance, and your stances are the foundation for your karate techniques that will follow. Today we're going to talk about various types of Dachis. The first Dachi is called relaxed position, or Masuba Dachi in Japanese. It starts with the heels together and the toes out like a little letter V. Your hands come to your sides and your eyes are straight ahead of you. Mr. De Silva will now demonstrate the most common error of relaxed position. Currently he's in a good relaxed position with his heels together and his toes out. But many students stand with their heels slightly apart as they come to relaxed position. Okay, so the heels must touch to form a good relaxed position. The second Dachi is called ready position, or Heiko Dachi. We start off from our relaxed position by stepping out with your right foot, about shoulders width apart and toes facing the front. You're then going to make two fists by curling the fingers up and placing the thumb on top for Isshin no Karate. The hands then will come to ready position by resting your pinky on the hip bone and tucking your elbows back. Slight bend of the knees and the eyes forward. So again, from relaxed position, you'll come out this way into ready position. With the ready position, we're going to talk about many things that we fix up as we look at someone's ready position. First, we look at the arms. We want the wrists straight and the elbows tucked back, so that when he does a punch, his wrist lines up and he doesn't have to straighten it. We also check to make sure his toes are faced in front and that his knees are slightly bent so that he's in a nice position that he can move around in quickly. The next Dachi is called Seisan Dachi. It starts with one foot in the rear and all of your toes facing in the same direction. Your Dachi should be shoulder width apart so that your shoulders would fit right inside your stance. Not too wide here and not too narrow, but just right, this way. You should also have toe to heel so that the big toe of your back foot lines up with the heel of your front foot. Then you may place a kamae or guard in front of you. Look at how Seisan Dachi is shoulder width apart, toe to heel. The next stance is called Seiuchin Dachi. Take one foot to the rear, bend your knees, and put your guard up. Your stance should have your toes out on individual 45-degree angles, your back should be straight, and you should almost be in a seated position like you're seated on a chair. The guard comes across with one hand across the belly, and the other hand, pretty much like a middle block, directly in front of you. Make sure Seiuchin Dachi is deep but not too wide, about twice shoulders width. The next Dachi that we'll perform is Nahachi Dachi. Nahachi Dachi can start out similar to a ready position if it's newer to you, legs shoulder width apart. You're then going to bring your toes both in on a 45-degree angle, keep your back straight and bend your knees. You can try any kamae that you would like from this stance, but to check it, to make sure that you're properly protected, without being too wide, take your hand, and the width of your hand is about the width of your foot, and just kind of come up underneath this way to make sure you cannot go all the way up. At that point, you know your Nahachi is not too wide and that you're good. If it's too narrow here, you'll feel very off balance. So again, start in like a ready position and then bring your feet in and tuck and tighten. Okay? And then you can start with your kamae. The next stance that we're going to demonstrate is called cat stance, or Neko Ashi Dachi in Japanese. You're going to start by bringing one foot to the rear and turning it so that your toes are perpendicular to your front foot. Bring your front foot close but not too close, where it's 1.5 of your own feet forward, and the front foot is then on the ball of the foot by lifting your heel. Make sure that you push your hip out just slightly and bend your knee of your back foot, so that 90% of the weight is on the back leg and you have a 90-10 weight distribution. Keep your back straight, and then you can put any kamae up in front of you this way. Here you can see cat stance from the side. The next Dachi that we will show is called Chinto Dachi. To perform Chinto Dachi, bring one foot in the back and turn your front foot so that it's perpendicular. bring the back foot up onto the ball of the foot about 1 of your feet away and bend the front knee. Keep your back straight and a little bit of bend here, and then put up your kamae.
Notice in Shinto Dachi how the stance looks and the distance between both feet.
If you have watched both of the Nekoashi Dachi cat stance and Shinto Dachi videos, this is a nice little drill that you can perform to practice both consecutively. Start off in cat stance. I'm going to start right foot to the rear, left foot to the front on the ball of the foot with a kamae. In order to move into Shinto Dachi, I'm going to bring my back foot forward over the top and then settle in here. In order to get back to cat stance, I just bring the back foot now around and settle into cat stance. So once again, I'll come from a cat stance, cross into a Shinto Dachi, settle for a moment, and then come into cat stance. Because my weight's on the bent knee, the forward into Shinto will be a little more difficult, but cat stance should be relatively easy because the foot should be light. Practice this drill a couple of times back and forth to get both Dachis down and a good Dachi transition.
Make sure you take your time and pause between each stance change and settle your weight. Try this at home.